everybody. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at your weekend forecast for March 17th through the 19th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope you are ready to continue with a little bit of winter weather, although not so much today, as we are going to be kind of spring-like today. A little bit of rain, not the best day out there, but Saturday and Sunday we are going to feel kind of wintry, as we're going to see that we're kind of getting a Canadian air mass in here for a couple of days, which will continue our colder than average temperatures. No snow though, at least in the foreseeable future, or at least for the there's active pattern. So I don't want to say there's no snow coming at all, but nothing coming in the near term, and nothing that's necessarily even on the long-term forecast, except for that there's a lot of storms around, and that always sets the stage for some snow. And there's plenty of cold air still kicking around in Canada. This is the pattern we all kind of probably wanted in December or January. It's the pattern we get in March. That's how the weather works sometimes. Our system today, this system, quite a bit of energy associated with this system, but what has happened is a lot of the energy is sort of falling apart a little bit in terms of especially the convective energy as we're kind of at that time of the day. And as the storm rolls through here, not as much convective forcing or anything like that. So we are going to get some showers and some sprinkles, but it's going to be pretty light, a tenth to about a quarter of an inch of rain, I think, as a maximum out of this. I'm going to show you radar. Radar looks much more impressive than it actually is. There is a couple of sprinkles around out there right now early. So if you're out early this morning and temperatures are right around freezing, it's possible there could be a little black ice that could happen just from some of the melting that happened yesterday as well. So be a little cautious on the roads this morning. That probably goes for a lot of this month, right? One of the things that happens in March quite often is we get melting snow, and then we get freezing temperatures overnight, and then that gives the possibility for black ice in spots. So you just, if you're out driving early in the morning this time of year, you just be sort of careful about that. Make sure that you're not getting yourself in any trouble with some unexpected ice. You're going around those corners, blind corners, things like that. You just got to recognize, hey, I might come around this corner and there could be ice on the road there, and you don't want to end up in the snowbank. That's a bummer. So, that's what's going on in terms of the satellite imagery. Let's first we're going to take a look at radar closer to home. As you can see, temperatures are generally in the low 30s, few mid 30s. Some of us are above freezing, stayed above freezing last night. Like I said, this lighter precipitation to the east, this is basically not hitting the ground. And then this also looks more impressive than it actually is. There is some light and even a couple of more moderate showers. And like I said, this will be dissipating in intensity and in coverage area as it heads in our direction. So right now it looks like, we're going to get a lot of rain, which would be problematic given all the snow we've got and some warmer temperatures today. But actually what's going to happen with this is a lot of this is going to be pretty minimalized, so that we're only really seeing sprinkles here and there or a brief shower. And I don't think we'll even really get anything too heavy. I mean, you could briefly get for 5 minutes a heavier shower, but nothing that's going to get us a sizable amount of rain, thankfully, because again, hopefully what we need now is, with all the snow we've got on the ground, we've probably got liquid equivalent out there in the snow core, 4 to 5 inches in a lot of places of basically rain or liquid sitting on the ground. We don't want to melt that rapidly while we're getting rain, because then we have flooding issues to worry about. Right now, that doesn't look like anything like that is on the way, at least for the next week or so. Here's the system. Again, this looks much more impressive on radar than it is. Some of this is that the main forcing of the storm has kind of died out. This did have a decent amount of energy with it. One thing you'll notice, though, that is going to feature for the rest of our weekend is chilly temperatures behind there. Lots of single numbers, some below zero temperatures here across the northern plains, and that is going to swing in behind the system. It's going to take its time swinging in. The whole system, as it swings through, is going to it's going to be a bit of time. But by Saturday, we're starting to cool off throughout the day a little bit on Saturday, and then Sunday we'll kind of get a reinforcing shot with a little bit of an Arctic front Saturday night into Sunday, and that will really increase the chilliness. And Sunday will feel pretty much like more of a February day than a March day. So that's just sort of how things are going. In terms of the atmosphere in general, here's just there's your 500 millibar height anomaly. So where you see the reds or the pinks, that's a place where we have a little bit of a ridge, a little bit higher heights at 500 millibars. Where you have blues, that's where you've got your lower heights at 500 millibars. And you can see one thing that's definitely true is lots of little areas of trough and lots of little areas of ridge all throughout the atmosphere. It's very active currently. Lots of storms, lots of progressive storms, things like that. And so the stage is still there. There's lots of energy around, decent amount of cold air still locked up in Canada and across Alaska. So plenty of places we could tap for a potential storm. Like I said, nothing in the works entirely yet. The long-range models do give us storms. They've got right now nothing too strong developing, but there has been hints here and there of some stronger stuff developing. Sometimes it's rain, sometimes it's snow. We just have to keep an eye on that. We're definitely in that time of year and that time of pattern. So again, for this weekend, none of that is going to matter. Basically, we're going to see the rain today, and then we'll see a couple of nicer days afterwards with just a couple of flurries around. So let's take a look at that actual forecast. A little bit of light rain today. Temperatures up in the low 40s. So we'll get some melting in. Those snowbanks will start to slowly get smaller. We are in the part of March here where if we get any sun, which we're not going to get today, temperatures really can rise pretty quickly, even with the snow cover, because again, sun angle is getting pretty high there. Temperatures fall back to low 30s tonight, and actually probably even continue falling a little bit into the early morning on Saturday. So I think we will fall below freezing. We do then, once the sun comes out, we get a little bit of sun tomorrow, we'll raise the temperature back up, but it'll be a dry 38 degrees, which means if any chance of these are brief flurries Saturday afternoon, but they will fall as snow, even though we'll be above zero Celsius, but above 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Breezy on Saturday as well. So if you're going to be skiing, it's a good ski day. Should be really good skiing weather. Just you're going to want to, you don't have to bundle up a ton, but make sure that you're bundled up a little bit. It'll feel a little bit more like winter. Overnight, we do cool off quite a bit Saturday night into Sunday. Temperatures back into the upper teens for on average. Sunday, like I said, chilly. Temperatures, most of us do not see 30 degrees. You might see 30 in places like Rutland, Bennington, Brattleboro, Wyndham, right in the valleys, but in the lowest valleys. But most of us are still in the upper 20s. Ski areas in the low 20s. Not as much of a breeze, not enough to even quite put breezy on here, but there will be a little bit of a breeze, especially for the ski area. So you're going to want to dress for, teens probably on Sunday. Skiing will be great on Sunday, but you're going to want to be just aware of that. And a couple of flurries in the afternoon on Sunday as well. Could see a peak or two of sun during the day as well. And then overnight into Monday, temperatures fall back into the mid-teens once again. So it'll feel a little wintry. Let's take a look at those highlights for you. A bit more spring-like for the first half of our weekend, particularly for today. A little light rain with a system today, about a tenth to quarter inch of rain total. We cool down a bit on Saturday with some flurries. Sunday is a wintry-like day with high temperatures in the 20s and a few flurries in the afternoon. And the skiing right now is about as good as it gets here. Really, really good skiing. And even with the rain today and the temperatures it'll get a little crunchy, especially early in the mornings. Early in the morning or Sunday will be a little crunchy probably, but with good grooming Saturday night, they'll really be able to get those trails in great shape. And the woods should still have enough snow where it should be pretty skiable and pretty good in a lot of places in the woods still, which we haven't had really all winter. So there you go. I'll be back on Monday with an updated look or with a look at your work week forecast. And we'll keep an eye on things because, like I said, there's definitely some chances, a couple chances for storms next week. Nothing that too early to tell if anything's going to come together and what would happen even if it did come together. Nothing certainly written in stone, but a couple of the weather pattern is active. I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons who help support what I do here. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel before, I'd encourage you to do so. It really helps make sure it lets other people know about the channel, makes it easier to discover, and just gets the word out there about the weather. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for supporting the channel.